The $200 tax stamp on suppressors and short-barreled firearms goes to $0 in 20 days. But the ATF just made an announcement that might throw a wrench in those plans for those looking to secure those items in the immediate as well as in the early parts of 2026. All right, folks, everyone wants to know, how fast is the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives approving e-forms these days? And what's coming up soon that could change the game? Today, we're walking through exactly what that might be, what the current times are right now as the time of the recording, and what ATF just announced that might change your plans if you were looking at grabbing a suppressor anytime soon. Before we dive in, I want to thank today's sponsor, Checkmate Mags. Whether it's for competition or defense, Checkmate has been making reliable American-made magazines for over 4 decades. With their expertise in high-quality manufacturing and a never-satisfied approach to innovation and refinement, Checkmate is the leading provider for high-quality aftermarket and OEM Freedom Seed loaders for many makes and models. Each Checkmate mag is 100% developed and manufactured here in the United States of America and is backed by a lifetime factory warranty to ensure superior performance, reliability, quality, fit and finish, and will work with your firearm. If you think that having a dependable magazine is important, then you might want to check out Checkmate. Thank you, Checkmate, for being a sponsor of the channel. Guys and gals, support a company that supports our rights. ATF has announced a temporary shutdown of e-form processing pretty much for the rest of the year. Let that sink in. As you may know, the e-form system is a digital method for submitting certain ATF forms, including the ATF Form 4, which you need when transferring or selling an NFA item like a suppressor, short-barrel rifle, short-barrel shotgun, or any other weapon, which everybody's salivating come January 1st because that tax stamp, like I said, goes to $0. Although the illegal registration and all that stuff still exists. Now, instead of filling out and mailing paper forms, which could take months, e-forms lets dealers file electronically, saving time, manpower, and ideally wait times. So if you're buying a suppressor or other NFA type item, e-forms is basically your best bet for speed, assuming everything is done correctly. Now let's talk current approval times as of December 11th, 2025. Based on recent data from sources that track this stuff, individuals are about 3.8 days in getting an answer for their e-form 4 submission. That's business days, so 3.8 business days on average. For trusts or for corporate filings, e-form 4 submissions are roughly 5.4 business days for approval. And that's huge. It's a huge improvement compared to historical delays, and in some cases, applications that used to take months or up to a year or longer under the old paper system, or when there was an e-form backlog. They've gotten better. The bottom line is, if you submit your e-form today and everything's clean and clear, you could see an approval in the matter of days, not months. Don't forget, these are business days. Now, here's the big thing you need to know. Here's a big heads up for you. The ATF plans to shut down the e-form portal starting midnight December 26th of 2025. Now, the shutdown is temporary, designed to allow ATF to update their internal workflows, prep for the upcoming change. Again, the $200 goes to $0 for the tax stamp. Again, the illegal registration process remains, and to clear out what is in the backlog. Now, during the blackout, e-form drafts that are not yet submitted will be deleted. E-forms that were certified and submitted before the cutoff will still be processed. Any forms that were delayed, like pending FBI clearance or whatever, they'll be held until ATF resumes processing, with denials processed last. So if you've been sitting on a draft or putting off fingerprints or photos or anything like that, now might be the time to get it done if you want to beat the cutoff. What does that mean for you if you're buying an NFA item right now? Well, if you're doing it right now, time is of the essence. Like, submit it ASAP. If you're willing to pay the $200 and not wait until 3 weeks from now where it's $0, you don't have much time. So submit ASAP, and if you've got your suppressor ready to go, complete your e-form and submit it before December 24th. Some dealers are saying they're going to stop submissions at 3 p.m. that day to get ahead of the shutdown. Now, if I were you, I would expect a brief delay. It might not be 3.8 business days when everybody starts jamming the system now that they've announced this shutdown. But if you get approved just before the cutoff, processing will continue. But there might be a little bit of a backlog at the ATF the later we get into December. So don't procrastinate on the paperwork or anything else, getting your trust set up, whatever it is. Get it all squared away now so there's no last-minute scramble. I mean, it's pretty much a last-minute scramble now if that's something you want to do. After January 1st, 2026, maybe smooth sailing. ATF is switching things over. The processing's going to change. The form has changed. There's already been a practice form out there for like 2 weeks for FFLs. But the ATF expects to resume full e-form processing under the updated workflow, potentially even faster than today as far as approvals. But there will be a whole lot of people taking advantage of that $0 tax stamp, so processing times may jump, and it might take a little bit of time before they come back down. This e-form blackout might not be a big deal, but probably a short-term pain for a long-term gain. If the ATF nails the transition, the promise is faster approvals and smoother processing under this $0 tax stamp regime starting 2026. Now, I've heard ATF wants to be able to process e-form 4s just as fast as NICS checks are processed, so we'll see about that. If you were already on the fence about getting a suppressor, now might actually be a decent time to jump in if you want that short approval time before the blackout hits. Otherwise, wait until after if you're still going to do it, and maybe they are approving them as fast as a NICS check. Maybe not. All right, that's the reality check on the ATF e-forms blackout for the rest of 2025. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, drop me a comment down below, and let me know, you're going to try to beat the blackout and pay the little bit up front and pay the extra $200 just so you can get it processed before the blackout and get it in your hand before the shutdown and maybe the mad rush in 2026. Or not. I mean, you let me know. Some of you still aren't even going to take part of the process, and I understand that totally, and that's your right too. So I think the whole NFA is unconstitutional, although Pam Bondi and the DOJ don't seem to think that in court. But if you want more updates on suppressors and NFA changes as they happen, let me know. Subscribe to the channel. I will keep you in the loop. Stay safe out there. I'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget, take care of one another, but stay armed and stay free. I love y'all. God bless you. Take care.